The Lincoln Railer football team entered Week 9 with a 4-4 overall record and looking for its fifth win of the season to be eligible for a return trip to the IHSA postseason playoffs. It was also senior night at Hanlon Field as Lincoln squared off against Jacksonville, so that added to the atmosphere. Jacksonville opens with the ball, and the Railer defense tries to set the tone early. Here, Tate Johnston and Frank Sanders combine to stop the Crimsons on their first play from scrimmage. Later in the series, Peyton Bunner contains the outside while Johnston and Jaden Gully stop the runner. The Crimsons would punt the ball back to Lincoln. The Railers began on their own 1-yard line but got themselves some breathing room. However, on the third play of the drive, Jacksonville strips the ball and recovers the fumble. The Crimsons looking to score, working with a short field. But a few plays later, Frank Sanders jars the ball loose from the Jacksonville runner, and Ryan Metalco pounces on it for Lincoln. The Railers are back in business from their own 11-yard line. Lincoln starts the drive with a keeper by Tate Johnston. Then it's Peyton Bunner rumbling for a Railer first down. 2 plays later, senior Gabe Smith looks inside, then cuts outside for a long gain for Lincoln, moving the ball into Jacksonville territory. A couple more runs by Bunner moves the ball closer before Johnston calls his own number and rambles in from the 30-yard line. Lucas Melton hits the PAT for the Railers, and they lead 7-0. The Railer defense then looks to slow down Jacksonville's triple option offense. Here, Gabe Smith makes a nice tackle for Lincoln. Then it's senior Frank Sanders showing his speed as he makes the tackle for loss. That sets up a 4th and 8 for Jacksonville, and the Crimsons bring Brandon Sims onto the field, and he is going to attempt a 55-yard field goal, and he nails it. That puts Jacksonville on the scoreboard as Lincoln leads 7-3 heading into quarter number 2. Peyton Bunner opens the frame with a nice 32-yard run, hurdling a would-be tackler in the process to move the ball into Crimson's territory. Unfortunately, Lincoln couldn't move the ball further, and it turned the ball over on downs. It appeared Jacksonville took the lead on its next series, but fortunately for the Railers, the Crimsons were whistled for a penalty, and the play was brought back. Later in the quarter, though, this one was not called back as the Crimsons take a 10-7 lead thanks to this 30-yard touchdown run. The Railers go 3 and out, and just over a minute later, the Crimsons find the end zone once more on a short touchdown run to extend their lead. Lincoln gets the ball back with just under 20 seconds left in the half. The Railers try to force the issue to try to get something positive before halftime, but Lincoln comes up short and turns the ball back over to the Crimsons with 2 seconds remaining. Out comes Brandon Sims, who hit the 55-yard field goal in the first quarter. He connects again, this time on a 48-yard field goal. That pushed the Jacksonville lead to 20-7 at the half. Opening up the third quarter, Seth Durbin gets into the action with a nice long run. Then it's Peyton Bunner's turn as he moves the ball into Jacksonville territory. Next might be the offensive highlight of the season for the Railers as Johnston rolls out looking to pass and heaves it toward Gabe Smith, who falls down but still manages to make the play. That moved the ball to the 18-yard line, and this time it was Smith again, but on a running play as his second effort after the failed tackle pushed him into the end zone for a Lincoln touchdown to make it 20-14 Jacksonville. This one kept seesawing back and forth in the third quarter. After Jacksonville couldn't move the ball, the Crimsons punted back to Lincoln. Then the Railers returned the favor, and that brings us to the 5:14 mark of the third quarter. That's when Jacksonville took over on offense, and on the Crimsons' first play of the series, they scored once more to extend their lead to 27-14. Now it's Lincoln's turn, and the Railers move the ball into Crimson's territory with this long connection between Johnston and Smith. A few plays later, it's Johnston on the keeper for a 4-yard touchdown run. That makes the score 27-21, but that's as close as Lincoln could get. Jacksonville tacks on 24 points in the final quarter, and the Rail Splitters' season comes to an end as they fall to 4-5 overall with a 51-21 loss to Jacksonville.
Defense we played really, really well in the first quarter. Second quarter, we kind of started sputtering a little bit. They hit a couple big plays in the run game, which definitely hurt, and we had a hard time moving the ball there in short yardage situations.
This game also marked the end of the playing careers of 15 seniors as well as 1 senior manager.
I will go down. I will argue it against anybody. This is the greatest senior class that's ever gone through here in football, anyways, because all 4 years they've been here. Their freshman, sophomore year, we were 4-4. Week 9, and last year obviously we were 5-3 week 9, and then here again 4-4. So every year that they've been here, we've had an opportunity to go to the playoff, and to my knowledge, I don't believe that's ever happened.